Hi, this is interdisciplinary Professor Harish Ravi from Extreme Adventuring. Today I'll be multiplying 2314 with 4821. So numbers are basically bars, like bar counting is possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So 4 is just a symbol, and then tens place and all their values. So by doing the algebra, you can work out the rules for multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So let's multiply these two numbers. 2, 3, 1, 4, 8, 2, 6, 4, 2, 3, 8, 1, 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, 8 3 is 24, 25, 8 2 is 16, 18. So you need a pencil to do this. 4 4 is 16, 1, 4 1 is 4, 5, 4 3 is 12, 1, 4 2 is 8, 9. So it's 4, 9, 3 plus 4 is 7, 6 to the 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, 5 3s are 15, 8 plus 3 is 11, 9 plus 2 is 11. So let's check with the calculator. So I'm checking with the calculator. 2314 into 4821. Yes, it's 111,55794. Cheers. Thank you. Hi, this is interdisciplinary Professor Harish Ravi from Extreme Adventuring, and today I'll be talking about pi. So pi is the ratio of circumference to diameter, and it's 3.14 and it's irrational, 3.14 and so on, and it's irrational. I have found pi in about 4 methods, and I used a computer simulation and I ran it for one day and I evaluated 8 digits of pi. Now 3.1415 so on. Yeah, 3.1415 so on. So one method is to use tan inverse 1 equals pi by 4. Tan is a trigonometric function, and tan inverse 1 equal to pi by 4 can be expanded using Maclaurin series. You need to know calculus for this. Newton found it by this method actually, and then Ramanujam found pi in a very complex method. He was basically from my grandfather's village, so it was part of my heritage to find pi in multiple methods. So we get pi is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 7 so on. Isn't it beautiful? You get integer number based function for something which is a circle. Please listen to my lecture for more details. So the other equation is pi square by 6 is equal to 1 minus 1 by 2 square plus 1 by 3 square so on. This also can be proved. So I have attached 2 pictures showing the code and the calculator theory. Thank you. Hi, this is interdisciplinary Professor Harish Ravi from Extreme Adventuring, and today I'll be talking about semiconductors. So this is a PNP transistor, and an NPN transistor also looks like this. So this is an IC. An IC has several transistors. Each transistor is made up of N doped, P doped, and N doped junctions. So this is a problem on doping. So Ne, the electron concentration in an intrinsic semiconductor is 2 into 10 power 19 per meter cube, and Ne prime in an N-doped semiconductor is 4 into 10 power 20 per meter cube. Notice that this is larger than that. So now the question is, what is the ratio of majority to minority carriers in this semiconductor? So Ni square is equal to NeNH is a relation from the physics of the semiconductor. So Ne equals NH, Ne equals NH in a intrinsic semiconductor. So Ni square is equal to Ne square. So Ni square is equal to Ne prime NH prime in an extrinsic semiconductor. So Ne square is equal to Ne prime NH prime. So now Ne prime by NH prime, that is the ratio in this extrinsic semiconductor, n-doped semiconductor, like with phosphorus or something, is Ne prime square by Ne NH prime by Ne prime NH prime. I'm multiplying the numerator and denominator with Ne prime. That's Ne prime square by Ne square. So Ne prime square by Ne square is equal to 400. So this is the ratio of extrinsic majority to minority carriers. It's 400 times higher. So that's the thing in an n-doped semiconductor. P-doped semiconductor could be with boron or something. I have made diodes, LEDs and transistors starting from sand and doping in a furnace at KNI Caltech. It was a really fun experience. I also worked with graphene and its interaction with other semiconductors. I made a lot of chips. I made a calculator starting from transistors. Thank you. Hi, this is Interdisciplinary Professor Harish Ravi from Extreme Adventuring, and today I'll be giving a lecture on alpha particles and protons and de Broglie wavelength. So de Broglie wavelength of a matter wave is lambda equals h Planck's constant by P. I have measured the Planck's constant with an LED and a prism. Now the kinetic energy is P square by 2m. So E is equal to Q into V. So energy is Q times V. So we have a proton and a helium alpha particle and it's accelerated through a potential V. And now the question is, what is the ratio of de Broglie wavelengths? So basically P square by 2m is equal to E is equal to Q into V. So in the first case, so we have basically lambda is equal to h by root of 2m into EV. So we have h by P, MeV, direct for the proton. For lambda of helium is equal to h by square root of 2 into 2m into E into the charges 4 electrons are there. 4 EV. The mass is 4, sorry. The mass is 4 times 4m into 2E into V. So lambda P, so the wavelength of this is higher than that. So lambda P by lambda HE is equal to 2 root 2. From this ratio we get that. So this is very interesting. You can observe diffraction of matter waves and you can observe the interference patterns. Thank you. Hi, this is Harish Ravi, Interdisciplinary Professor from Extreme Adventuring. Today I'll be talking about the heart and the circulatory system. So there are 4 chambers. It starts from the left ventricle, say, and then it goes around to the body, oxygenated blood, and then gets deoxygenated and comes to the right atrium. From there it goes to the right ventricle, from where it goes to the lungs, gets oxygenated and comes back to the left atrium. So that's the circulatory system. So the blood pressure is around 120/80 mmHg. I have derived using 2 physics equations. P is equal to rho GH. From the density of blood and from the height of the body, you can calculate that it comes around 80 mmHg. That's one order of magnitude. The other is from the volume flow rate in the blood. Given the radius of the arteries and the veins, and then the viscosity of blood, and then the length of the total blood circulatory system, one can calculate the delta P and the pressure, and that also comes around 73 mm of He from my equations. So as the rate increases, the blood pressure decreases with heart rate, and it changes when you exercise and all those things. The blood pressure reduces with concentration of a medicine like prazosin, which is used to relieve BP. Thank you. This is Interdisciplinary Professor Harish Ravi, and today I'll be showing you TV from a physicist perspective. This is an LG TV, and that's a Tata Sky receiver, physicist and electrical engineer's perspective. So basically the it's a RF 10 gigahertz transmission. These optics have multiple LEDs on the screen. This is an LED screen. So in this, they are showing a person. He's about 100 kgs. Every person on the TV is about 100 kgs. There are cell phones which come in the TV. It's a multi-core operating system based device. This also has FPGAs and other processing devices inside, and there's a video card, and there are about millions of patents which go into making of the TV. So here that person is rotating that person here. So that's about 30 RPM. So the text is another great invention of humanity. It's done with mathematical curves, Bezier curves and all those things. There is a person here, she has a lot of hair. There are about 1 billion hairs on the person. It's about 1 meter long. And here there is a woman. Scenes happen for about 10 seconds. Okay, next time I'll give more physics in the next lecture. Thank you. See, the flame is induced by heat and it takes about 100 milliseconds to grow. It's a puzzle on why it takes so much time. It's blue because it's 6000 Kelvin and the edges are pretty yellowish because the temperature is lower. It's made by gas, which is butane, isobutane. It's a remarkable phenomenon. The movement of water membrane due to surface tension. Thank you. Like the video, subscribe, press the bell icon and share it on social media with your friends. Thanks.